Hello everyone. I, Dr. Dipali Saluja from the Finance Club of Banarsi Das Chandiwala Institute of Professional Studies has brought a current topic for today's discussion. The topic is Post Impacts of COVID-19 on Indian Economy. The outbreak of COVID-19 first identified in Wuhan, the capital of Hubei, China, in December 2019, and since then having spread globally. The whole world has been suffering from this pandemic. A lot of discussions have been done on COVID-19 since last 5 months. The global economy has faced a huge loss. Did you give a thought? What will be its impact on Indian economy? So we have brought a few facts which you should know about our Indian economy. The major impact of COVID-19 can be seen on Indian economic growth. Before COVID-19, India's GDP had been recorded around 4.5%, but it has been predicted by many reports that post-COVID-19, India's GDP will be very low. Moody's slashed India's GDP growth in 2022 0.2% only from 2.5%, whereas Goldman Sachs has cut India's GDP to 1.6 to 3.3% for the year 2021. If you want to see the sector-wise impacts of COVID-19 on Indian economy, it has been depicted in this diagram very clearly. From red to green means danger to safer. Aviation and tourism are the sectors which have been affected badly with COVID-19, then automobile industry, banks and insurance, real estate, telecom, and least affected sector is pharma and healthcare services. Now, let's discuss the impact of COVID-19 on the different sectors of Indian economy. So first we discuss about the tourism sector. The most visible and immediate impact of COVID-19 can be seen in the hotel and tourism sector. Travel and tourism industry in India has been a significant contributor to the country's GDP. The sector even generates a large employment base as well. If we talk about the automobile industry, the Indian automotive sector was already struggling in financial year 2020 before the COVID crisis. It saw an overall downfall of nearly 18%. This situation was worsened by the onset of the COVID-19. Companies like Honda, Hyundai, and Maruti are already closed due to lockdown. These 2 years, 2020 and 21, are challenging for the Indian automobile industry. Aviation is one of the sectors which has the highest probability of going under without direct government intervention. In the next 12 months, it's highly unlikely people will travel for leisure apart from very essential travel. The losses for the retail industry alone have crossed $30 billion in the fortnight, and the number is only rising. Given the current scenario, the industry will take at least 6 months to get back on track in terms of cash inflows. If we see on restaurant industry, it will also see a new reality post COVID-19, as nobody will be interested to put his life in danger by going outside just for lunch or dinner. Recovery will obviously be a challenge for all the restaurants, whether it is a large or a small. It will be a rebound that won't happen overnight. If we talk about the ride-hailing industry, it will also face a downturn during and post-COVID-19. These companies are having 50 lakh driver partners and job loss is expected around 22 lakhs. As we all know that Indian economy is agriculture-based economy. It contributes $265 billion to GDP and almost 60% of the workforce is engaged in this sector. The farmers were anticipating a good profit this year, but the lockdown crippled their livelihood. One more sector is badly affected by this COVID-19, that is real estate. We all know that real estate industry was already running in deficit before COVID-19, and this pandemic has extended its deficit many more times. We are expecting 35% job loss in this sector. Now, if we talk about healthcare services, this is the least affected sector in Indian economy. All the required medical products like sanitizers, masks, PPE kits and medicines are getting costlier. And you know, 67% of the raw materials are imported from China itself. So there is a great need to be self-reliant in India in pharma sector now. Estimated post-impact of COVID-19 between April and June 2020 by gross value added sector is minus 9.3%, which can be seen very clearly in this diagram. COVID-19 also affected the employment rate in India. We can see very clearly in this table. In January 2020, the unemployment rate was 7.16%, whereas in April 2020, it's 23.52%. After facing this pandemic, different countries have started delivering stimulus packages to their economy to tackle the coronavirus. US, which recorded more than 1 lakh deaths, proposed a stimulus package of $1 trillion in order to fight the COVID-19. France has also issued a package of euros 45 billion to its economy. Italy, which recorded more than 30,000 deaths due to coronavirus pandemic, has announced a rescue package of up to 25 billion euros. Spain agreed for euros 200 billion to its economy. Germany announced that it would provide a stimulus package of up to 550 billion euros to the companies hit by COVID-19. In case of India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a stimulus package of rupees 20 trillion to Indian economy, which will be known as Atmanirbhar Bharat package. India could approve more than 10% of its GDP to boost its economy. But there were few factors due to which we couldn't avail a huge stimulus package like GST and income tax. It was not collected as much as it was planned and there was a deficit around 50,000 crore rupees to economy. Again, buffer stock, decreasing economic growth and increasing unemployment rate also played a role in deciding this package. So, hoping the best for the Indian economy, we believe that India will definitely overcome with this pandemic. Just be vocal for local, and very soon we will see the economy on rising path. And we BCIPCians believe that we will always be united against the COVID-19. तभी तो फिर मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया, फिर जीत जाएगा इंडिया. In BCIPS, we always interact with this kind of lectures on relevant topics. BCIPS is associated with the Shri Banasidas Chandiwala Seva Smarak Trust Society. Apart from Banasidas Chandiwala Institute of Professional Studies, the trust runs 4 more colleges. Janki Devi Memorial College, which comes under University of Delhi, Banasidas Chandiwala Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, which comes under IP University, Banasidas Chandiwala Institute of Information Technology, and Banasidas Chandiwala Institute of Physiotherapy. The trust is also active in healthcare and oversees 2 healthcare centers in Delhi and 1 in Motihari, Bihar. Let's meet the BCIPS finance team. Dr. Aparna Mishra, who is the director, followed by Ms. Gaura Nautiyal, Ms. Priyanka Chadda, Ms. Khushbu Madan, Ms. Madhu Ruhil, and me, Dipali Saluja. Just have a glance of Finance Club, where we conduct different kinds of activities for the grooming of the students. BCIPs believe in the holistic development of the students because it takes more than academics to shape a responsible global citizens. We focus on improving employability skills of students via different kinds of activities like guest lectures, workshops, seminars, and expert talks. To encourage strong community engagement, different kinds of activities are conducted by our environment club and social club. Students avail ample opportunities to participate in sports and cultural events and won many laurels for the institute. We provide opportunities for industry interaction to bridge the gap between academic and industry. So, keep watching videos from BCIPS. Thank you all.